national champion, two-time world champion.
Two-time, eight-time world. What'd you say?
No, eight-time national champion and two-time world champion.
Two-time world champion. Got it.
But I'm a waterman.
You're a waterman. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah. Okay. Good.
All right, go for it. Did you already do this? That's good. Go ahead.
Hi, you guys. My name is Jessie Golden, and this is The Golden Secrets. Today's guest is an 8-time stand-up paddleboard. Shit, hang on a second. I'm sorry.
All right, cool. Take time.
Going too much. You're giving me too much props.
I know. Wait, I'm just getting started.
Go for it.
Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and this is The Golden Secrets. Today's guest is an 8-time stand-up paddleboard champion, a 2-time world champion, an overall amazing athlete, waterman, surfer. I mean, you really do it all. This is Fernando Stala. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm so happy I caught you in between your world travels.
That was perfect timing.
It was perfect timing.
Yes.
Because, and it seems like that's a common thread in your life. When I was reading your bio, you have such a cool story. Like, your family, your parents were on a sailboat, and literally your mother gave birth in the islands of Fiji. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, we were being kind of like the ocean gypsies for a while.
It's so cool.
She was always traveling around and, well, produced me.
Yeah, and you it sounds like you literally grew up in the water, right? Yeah.
Always.
And then you went to Costa Rica and you lived on a sustainable
that was really cool. So what my mom did is, like, she left the house when she was 18 and, like, started sailing.
Was she like a hippie?
She was, I guess, one of, you can call those original hippies, right?
Yeah.
Where they, didn't want to be part of, like, with their parents, very strict society. So she's like, I'm just gonna jump on a sailboat, and she just did. Started sailing around the world, met my father in Costa Rica, and then started with some friends and, this community, and then, they left. They left with my father, met my father, they left did the whole Polynesia and, like, the South Pacific islands for 80 years. They were sailing, and, well, they had me in Fiji. And then my mom was Brazilian, father's from Costa Rica. So we went back after they had me. They're like, okay, this is more work than we expected. Let's have a baby on a boat. So they went back to Brazil, then to Costa Rica, and went back to that community that it was 40 minutes walk to the beach, and there was no roads, right? You had to walk to the community, and, like, it was full of fruit trees. And
I'm picturing, like, the Jungle Book. Like, you were that guy.
Totally
you were that kid.
Like, I'm like remembering. I was like, wow, we actually lived there. It was like no running water, no electricity.
Wow.
Like, it was a beautiful, like, tree houses, and, like, you pretty much collect, like, a lot of fruit trees, and, like, the guys, they planted some of the stuff, and it was amazing. As a kid, it was amazing. We had so much fun.
Amazing.
Scare tourists, they came, we, like, dressed like a little pygmy Indian, like, run around, scare tourists. Awesome.
And then you ended up moving to Sayulita, Mexico?
Yeah, we went to Mexico when I was 11, and I always was diving and surfing, but in Mexico, I really pushed it. I became, more competitive, and it was, like, my main thing to do.
Yeah.
And well, things escalated, and eventually, found paddleboarding, and, well, pushed that, got a passion for it, and became, my story as an athlete and paddleboarding took off from there, where I started competing internationally, doing really well, winning eventually, after winning, like, 8 national titles. Became an 8-time national champion. I also got 2 world titles and plenty of, like, international main events.
It's amazing.
And it was an amazing journey.
It's so cool.
Journey.
And I actually got to you. I brought my son, like, 2 years ago, I think it was now. We came and watched you down south. Yeah, that was so cool. That was the first paddleboard competition I've ever seen.
I'm sure it was bigger than you expected.
And it was insane. I mean, like, I paddleboard, I'm like this, but, like, the way the paddleboards are, it's totally different. And you guys destroy each other out there. Like, it's like very I didn't realize that.
It's like motocross. That race, especially the one you saw, was more like motocross. Like, where, like, you jump and you bump into each other.
Yeah, it was insane.
There were waves, and we have to pass the wave and catch waves. yeah, a lot of people don't think that paddleboarding is actually a competitive sport,
Yeah.
right? They're like, I thought it was recreational. It is very recreational too.
Yeah, yeah.
But there is a competitive side. There's a world tour, and well, there is athletes that are chasing the world title.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then you did share with me a little bit of when you were younger. You said your dad had passed away,
Yes.
and then in your 20s, then your mother passed away, and you were kind of in this space right before you decided to go professional, and you chose to kind of use that to actually continue.
Yeah, like I mean, for me, I'm very happy I took the path I took, you know, because I think everyone in our lives we have moments where we decide, okay, I'm gonna just give up. Life is
Right.
hard, right? Life is not easy for anyone.
Right.
No matter if you have money, if you don't have money, like there are always points in your life where you're gonna be like, shit, life is hard. I'm gonna give up and surrender and just go be a bum, like serve, or like you just
Yeah.
don't push, right? Like, and I feel that, you know, to succeed, you gotta work hard, you gotta suffer, you gotta invest, and it's normally not easy. You
Yeah.
know, you gotta plant the fruits, right?
Yes.
And that was a moment for me where I was like, you know, I could have chose to, you know, feel sorry for myself and cry my way, you
Yeah.
know, because I have much family besides, you know, it was my mom in that case. And so I decided, you know, to just keep going, go harder.
Yes.
And right after that, she passed away in, yeah, like in June. And by the end of the year, I was in great shape. I was, you know, working my way to with points, and I decided to just keep doing it. And I ended up winning my first world title that
Wow.
December.
Oh, she
And
would have been
then
so proud.
followed up next year, and then well, after that I won a few other events, like, you know, I've been on a roll. So, you know, I was happy to push and to not break, and I think that's a good, especially for the people. I come from a small town, right? A small
Yeah.
town with not that much support, like especially in the sport industry as an athlete.
Yeah.
Like there's no sponsors, there's no one really no international brands are willing to invest money in an athlete from a small town because they don't sell products in that area, so it's not worth it, you know. So it's really hard to become pro and to get out of the town, and so
Because you have to travel internationally all the
yeah,
time, right?
but like for example, you know, in California,
Yeah.
you know, if you're an average surfer or athlete, but let's talk surfing, that is what I know. There's so many people looking and buying products, right? Like this Quicksilver, whatever brand there is, surf brand. There is a lot of people on this area buying, consuming products. So it's good to have kids, even if they're not world champions, but it's good to
Right.
have people, athletes, just wearing and representing your brand, because there's a big community consuming your brand. In other countries, no. So brands are like, well, how much am I selling in Mexico or in Costa Rica or in
Yes.
India, right? Oh, I'm not selling much, so I don't wanna invest in athletes that are coming out of those places because they're not giving me sales. So it's hard for athletes in those places to really make it. So I had to work extra hard, right? With no equipment, no like
Wow.
coaches, no like, you know, I just had to work you know, it was hard.
Yeah.
But, you know, succeeding and you know, being able to, you know, eventually come to the States and competing up here and winning and keep winning, you know, I was recognized and people were willing to start supporting me and helping me, and eventually, you know, I got good sponsors.
You have huge sponsors now.
And
And by the way, thank you so much, because you were one of the first people to endorse the Golden Secrets. I don't know if you're our mutual friend Rahe. Oh, I love Rahe. He said, "I'm giving my friend Fernando your stuff," and you guys sent me those pictures. I was like, "Yes, it's the
well,
best."
you know, we
Hope-
gotta help
maybe
each
we'll
other.
be big enough and I could sponsor you at some point.
All right, teamwork.
And now you have your own beautiful family that you're
Yes.
creating. And I love following you guys on Instagram because your life is surreal from the outside. You know, you go from Sayulita to Tahiti, your wife is Tahitian,
Yes.
and you just had a little baby girl.
Yes.
And these pictures of you guys on the paddleboard, she's falling asleep and you're on, like, it's so cute. I'm like,
It
she's
is, she's so
gonna be
cute.
like you. I mean, she's raised on the water.
She will be better than me, hopefully.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's such a beautiful thing to see. So everybody should definitely follow you just to follow your path. I'm so excited to see what you're going to do, what your family's going to continue to do, and I'm so inspired by you. So my last question is, what is your golden secret? What would you say is the one thing that has helped you become the champion that you are?
My golden secret.
Yes.
I think we all have more than one golden secret.
Absolutely. So you can
But
share as many as you want. Maybe the one that first comes to mind.
the golden secret is to recognize that life and the world will push down on you and try to always, take you down, and don't let it happen, and look at the bright side. We always have bad things in our life and good things in our life, and if we focus on the bad things, we're gonna just get depressed and give up on our projects, in our goals, and then our dreams will die, right? Because we all have dreams and we all want to get them, find them. So a lot of times people give up. I think so
Yes.
many people give up on their dreams or on their projects, and because life is hard, because it's not easy. So focusing on the negative that a lot of people do will lead us to giving up faster. So I
Yeah.
think focus on the good things that we get, and even if it's one good thing that you have, just focus on that and then work hard, and
Yeah.
then it's all worth it. Like, it's so worth it. The reward, the
Yes,
reward you
the
get from
reward.
accomplishing is great.
Yes. I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think right in that moment when you want to give up and you choose to keep going, that's when the magic happens. And
Yeah, and then you go hard, You see it with a lot of athletes. It's like, or I just give up, or just work harder to make them proud, right?
Yes.
And that's the way to go. And then we're always so thankful we did, right? You can add, this has happened to so many athletes, and they're all super stoked that they actually pushed. And I'm sure a lot of people in general just give up too.
It's so true. I think people have this misconception that they're going to wake up one day and all their problems are going to be gone and they're going to be happy.
And it's never that the case.
It's never the case.
I mean, there could be a problem. Like, if it's money, right? Your problem. You might have money next day, let's say, but that doesn't mean you're gonna be happy.
Exactly.
More problems will come.
Yeah,
Right?
more money, more problems.
Always problems
Yeah.
come with money
It's
or no
true.
money. So it's you gotta navigate through that.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your